All right, gang, as promised, in studio, my favorite realtor from Grand Forks, and I think a wonderful person, regardless of what everybody else says. Totally kidding. Yeah. Amber Flynn with Hatch Realty up in Grand Forks. How are you, Amber?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
You bet. You got a chance to participate in Hatch Realty's Pie Day. You had 75 pies you gave away up in Grand Forks. What was that experience like?
It was great. I mean, we had people coming through and some people got multiple pies because they had a big family gathering. And I heard from people after the fact that it fed their bellies throughout the next week. So
those pies were gigantic.
Yes. Yep. I think people are largely surprised at how large they actually are.
It's over the top, and we gave away a total of 1,600 pies. We gave away, I think, 30 or so pies in Detroit Lakes and 75 in Grand Forks, and about 1,500 pies here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. So these pies have gone many places. Mm-hmm. Amber, what I love about you've been with us now for just over a year with real estate. Ne'er have I met somebody who cares as much about their clients as you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really over the top. Where does this care and compassion come from?
You know, I credit it to my parents and how I was raised, I guess. But, you know, I have a lot of empathy for people, mm-hmm. and I cry a lot. I'm sure you've seen it a couple times.
I have never made you cry.
I care a lot about people, and I think it's just about how, you treat others and how mm-hmm. you want to be treated. And so for me, it's just how I was raised. I come from a military family. Okay. So there's
military families quite often, and I'm going to make a gross generalization, mm-hmm. but oftentimes people in the military are maybe a little more rough on the edges. They don't have the soft exterior. They have a harder exterior. Maybe the interior is still soft, but mm-hmm. right? I mean, is that an accurate portrayal of a lot of military people?
Possibly. I mean, I think that there is kind of that, outside perspective looking in that,
you have to have thicker skin
exactly.
as somebody in the military. Yeah.
But you also consider, they're moving around a lot. Mm-hmm. They're making communities in different places. And so being in that type of environment, you just know to help out your neighbor. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of that comes from understanding transitions that military families are going through. And I was raised to just kind of help out as needed.
That was kind of our draw to you as you and I started courting each other about 2 years ago now, and we mm-hmm. talked about partnering in real estate and opening up Hatch Realty in Grand Forks. I was drawn to you, Amber, because of your ability to be a caretaker and your ability to serve your community and your neighbors. And it sounds like it started in you early on. For people that don't know, what was it that you were doing with your life before you found yourself in real estate? Because you were, again, in a caretaking kind of place.
Sure. So I was working as a violence prevention coordinator for the local university. Mm-hmm. And I had been doing that for about 3.5 years, mm-hmm. Having conversations with college students about how to keep each other safe and how to help make a difference and an impact for each other. Mm-hmm. So it was great. It was fun. I'm still involved with our local violence organization in town. And so that's just a natural passion of mine. But I think it does speak to the caretaker-esque, mindset. Mm-hmm.
Amber, here's what we know. And those just tuning in, we have Amber Flynn, Hatch Realty's representative up in Grand Forks, in studio with us. Amber, we thought that we could do well in Grand Forks, not because of who we are, but because of who you are. We think that Hatch Realty has created a really great recipe for success in terms of service and leverage and marketing, but you're our brand in Grand Forks. What has this last year of being a realtor been like? Because you went from being the new kid on the block to now you're a serious player in the Grand Forks market. How has that transition been, and what lessons have you learned along the way?
It's been good. I mean, one of my most favorite parts of this job transition has just been getting to know people and understanding their different stories, mm-hmm. kind of understanding why they're choosing Grand Forks as a community or why they're choosing to leave. And through those conversations, there's really 0 degrees of separation. Mm-hmm. So you find out, so-and-so's cousin is related to you, or I have a friend here, and there is a connection somewhere down the road. But my most favorite part has really been understanding people and how I can best help them. Lessons learned, I think it really is about the care and concern for others. And oftentimes we hear from people, it's been a hard go trying to sell my house, or I haven't found the right one, or I had a bad experience previously. And so it's really about, what do you need from me, and how can I best help you? And so it's really about the lesson of asking, what can I do for you?
Right. The Fargo market and the Grand Forks market, different. We're 70 miles apart, and yet the Fargo is in a seller's market, advantage sellers. If you're a buyer, you're oftentimes going to have competition, or you're going to have to pay sticker price close to it, sometimes even above. That maybe happens once in a blue moon in Grand Forks, but Grand Forks is a buyer's market.
Yep.
Right? There's more listings than there are buyers right now. And so sellers are sitting on their property for an unexpected amount of time. I mean, the average days on market in Grand Forks is near triple what it is in Fargo. How are you handling that? Because there's such heavy emotion that comes with selling your house, and you're now set up and poised to work with these people. How are you handling giving bad news all the time? Like, hey, it's going to take a long time for your house to sell. Buckle up.
So with sellers, I mean, we really have that conversation with them from the get-go. I want to prepare a seller what the market's doing, and if
there's no empty promises. Like,
no.
Yep, we're going to sell your house right away. You're saying this may hurt a little bit.
Yep, and I want to set them up from the beginning. We talk about potential price improvements or price adjustments right away, so that they're expecting that when and if the time comes. We're talking about how long their house may sit on the market based on the data that we have and the data that we're looking at. And then we also talk about, but here's what we can do for you. Here's how we can market your property.
Right.
And for buyers, we have an opposite conversation about, you can be picky. You can spend a little more time finding what you want, and you can come in with a competitive offer because the house is maybe sitting for longer. And so there's different conversations, but I think me utilizing what we know and the research that we have with some of the numbers we're working with, and helping to break that down and communicate to clients and help them set them up from the beginning is an approach that I like to take as well.
Amber, what do we expect in 2019 on the Grand Forks market? Because Fargo has been the steady Betty. It's been in a sense, the last 3 years have been the same as the year prior. 2016, we saw a bit of a peak where there were more houses selling and appreciation had really grown. 2017 and 18 has been very much the same. It's been stable. There's been no serious waves. We do see some excess inventory in the higher priced markets. What do you expect in 2019 for Grand Forks?
I'm really excited about a lot of the growth our city is experiencing. We have some new industries coming in, and not just new industries, but expansion of industries.
Okay.
As you might know, we have a large population of unmanned air system companies in our town. And so there's more coming in, more exploring. Grand Forks is expanding, the Simplot factory, which is the, smoky French fry smelling smell that you'll see and love to breathe in. But we're creating more jobs. We're creating more opportunities for people to come in. The base is expanding a little bit.
Oh, great.
And so we have a lot more people coming to our town, which I think we'll see in the next couple of years. We had a home builder from Fargo come in this past year and are building homes and creating more opportunities for people to build a home. And so there's going to be 100 more homes next year than there was even 2 years ago. Just
that's exciting.
For people deciding to make that step. And so I think we'll see the buyer's market for a little bit longer until we kind of figure out at a national level what interest rates are doing as well, and what buyers want to do in terms of taking that next step. But they can sit and wait and make the decision when it's right for them right now.
Yeah.
So
Amber, we love having you in Grand Forks. You're a fantastic representative of not only that community, but also of Hatch Realty. So excited to see what 2019 brings. If you want to learn more about Amber, you go to livegreatergrandforks.com. Otherwise, folks, we're going to swing to the break. We'll see you in just a minute. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.